intensity going on much in training this week ahead of England? Does it feel like a huge game for the weekend?
I think we're pretty intense every week. We're normally wrecked after Wednesday or Thursday. We go hard at the start of the week and then we taper off. But that's kind of how we've trained for the last 6 or 7 weeks. We did have the weekend off, so it's a bit more freshness. But we kind of prepare the same every week for every test match, I'd say.
You know it's going to be a huge English pack and you're going to have to contain it. How important, as Scott was saying, is you play your game and also show them all and show all your weapons?
Yeah, I suppose that's what most people come in here and say, that you play your game and the rest will kind of figure it out. But yeah, the focus has been very much on us, how we can control set piece, where we want to play in the park, different aspects of the game. And then obviously reviewing what they're going to do and how we can counteract certain challenges that they put to us. But yeah, mostly a focusing on us piece.
Talk to us about the lineup. Are you the caller, or are there a couple of callers? And how much since you've been at Exeter have you enjoyed that and grown in that role?
Yeah, myself and Fiona Toot calling the line in at the moment, and obviously Sam as well when she's back. But yeah, we've learned a huge amount from Cotters and what he does, and how he's expanded our IQ when it comes to the line out, and just a feeling of what we need to do is huge. And it's information I'll never forget from my whole career, because it's just been pretty revolutionary in terms of our set piece. Exeter was great for me as well. Got to play with some great players from loads of different countries and their different opinions and how they learn. And then obviously playing a lot of the English girls in the Prem too has definitely broadened my knowledge of what different clubs do, what England might do, etc. So yeah, Cotters has been pretty amazing in terms of the line out and what he's done for us as a group. We're pretty well drilled at this stage.
And last one, you talked about playing Run Your Horizon, also playing against these World Cup winners, or sorry, Six Nations winners previously. Does that sort of give you more relaxed, or like these girls are beatable as well?
Yeah, not quite World Cup winners. Yeah. It's good to play them every week. It's tough competition. We've played them a few times now in the Six Nations, and we've reviewed what they do. We know that they've got their strengths in certain areas, and the work we've done this week will hopefully counteract those areas.
Playing against France and then obviously not starting against Italy, but coming on and scoring. How much you back, not ready for selection, but want to start again, like everyone, I suppose?
Oh yeah, sure. We're all incredibly competitive in here, and our whole environment is around compete. So everything we do, there's an edge of compete, and it's great to learn how to compete well with people as well, like that you really respect who you're going against, but you'll put it up to each other in training and you'll have a chat about it after. So we've kind of encompassed this really good environment where we'll go after it, but also we're helping each other in the process. And it's quite fulfilling as a player to compete like that and not in a different way. So it's just kind of testament to our environment.
You looked in pretty determined form when you came on against Italy. Would that be something you wouldn't really take particularly well? Would you be frustrated about dropping down to a bench like that?
Yeah, I'd say if you sat anyone in here and they were dropped, they'd say the same. But yeah, I had a few things I needed to work on, and I think it's an important skill to know how to come off the bench too. It's very different to starting. You kind of have to judge the momentum of the game, how much energy you need to bring. Do you just need to come in and do a job and not like overcompensate in a way and make mistakes that will actually go against what you're trying to do as a team? So it was a great lesson for me. I took a lot from it and really enjoyed the 20 or 30 minutes I got, and have really enjoyed the prep for this week too.
And just to follow up on, you were talking about your first season in the Prem.
Yeah.
How much a more rounded player do you think you are from that experience?
Yeah, I guess I've just had exposure to, as I was saying there, different players, different ways of doing things, playing off different players. You learn a lot from how they do things as well. But there's still tweaks that need to be made when you come back into camp here, because we run things differently to clubs in the UK, and you need to readjust to how we do things and how we want to play. So it's definitely still a readjustment coming in here, and remembering that we have very high standards here for certain aspects of the game. So well-rounded when you learn how to play for Chiefs, but then you come into Ireland and you really have to be good when you're playing for Ireland too.
Would you like to go back, Dorothy? Any plans to go back to the next year?
Yeah, I've re-signed. Yeah.
Okay, great. Just on last year's game, England had a bonus point try wrapped up by like the first 20. Like, I know it's obvious, but like staying in this fight against England is so hard as well, and not have them running away from the early.
yeah, look, we knew that would come up. It was not a great day whatsoever, but you know, there's a reason they're in the position they are in the world rankings, and I think probably everyone who's coming here in front of you, and I think it's pretty obvious to everyone that we're a different team than played in Twickenham that day. And you know, they had the occasion in Twickenham that I don't know how many numbers they had, maybe 40,000, but it's very different when we bring them down to Cork. That's all I'll say. And you know, we're at home in Munster, and it's passionate, and we're really up for it. This whole week, there's been, you know, a great energy. We're having fun as well, and we train hard. We're having fun, and you know, every meeting, like, we're talking about it and what our plan is, and you're nearly getting up for it in every meeting. So you have to bring yourself down so you're, you know, not too overstimulated the whole time. But no, it's been a really good week of prep. Really looking forward to playing in Cork and seeing how many of us can turn up as Irish supporters. There's a good feeling in camp. We feel good. We've trained hard. We've trained well. We're a very connected unit who know what we're trying to do. So, is that all right? Someone's bird camera's going off. Carol Kerwin. Yeah, you can answer it if you want. Is that it? Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Obviously, you're all professional players now in England, a few years ahead. But how much do you feel like that's closing between the top 5 countries in the world, especially kind of heading into the World Cup?
The top 5 countries in the world. Yeah, I suppose there's been huge. I can't really speak for other nations really, but in terms of Ireland, like, there's been huge investment in the Celtic Cup here, and every year that gets better and there's improvement, and you know, we have great coaches in each province, and the girls are really well prepped after that competition. You see the likes of Niamh O'Dowd, who's been a standout player for us at Loosehead. She has really worked her way from the bottom up, and she's played the Celtic Cup. She's just an amazing player. You should all be looking out for Niamh O'Dowd. But she's come into this competition really well after those games, and she's just an example of what that competition can do for players, I guess. The same with other players. Obviously, a lot of our sevens have crossed over into Celtic Cup as well, and it's just great that they don't come into a Six Nations after playing like no 15s. They're actually playing 15s all year, and they're more in the rhythm of it, and you can definitely see that in how we're playing as a unit. It's just a bit more fluid. So yeah, it's definitely on the up, and it's improving every year.
Can I just ask quickly, it may be nothing to it well, but I know obviously Eve Wafer talks about the story behind her red scrum cap.
Oh yeah.
And you wear the pink one. Is there anything to it?
I was getting a cauliflower ear, and I absolutely did not want that for my life. Neither did my mother. So I never wanted to wear a scrum cap. I honestly hated that. If you asked anyone in here, they would not have said I'd be wearing a scrum cap, but I was like, oh sure, I may as well make it pink if I'm getting one. So yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.